Go. I'm gonna wash my hands and I am ready.
We went to march the casket to the church. We were met by an angry mob in the streets. We were able to scare off most of them, kill a few of them, and then the rest kind of stopped attacking after they saw how powerful we were, which was good. And then we made our way to the chapel. We talked with the priest. We found out that his son is some sort of vampire that lives in the basement. We went down there, and we don't really know how to address the situation. Sounds like we're in for a long night of his screaming in our attempt to probably get a long rest. So we think when we ended, we didn't really know what to do. We probably thought it was best to maybe try to solve that issue in the morning.
All right, that was perfect. It's about 5.5 hours based on my notes from Don. So Donovich is still sort of doing his thing. He's just kind of praying. He's calmed down a bit as you guys have come back up from the cellar. However, the moans, the wails aren't constant anymore as time passes a bit, but there's definitely an uneasiness overall in the chapel. Marina and Ismark are trying to seemingly concern themselves mostly with the burying of their father in the morning, but you can tell just by their mannerisms and their patience that it's kind of wearing on them, but they don't seem intent to do anything about it, as they're trying to, I guess you would say, enjoy or keep this moment as sacred as possible, considering all the hurdles that they've experienced getting to this point. So you guys are free to move about the church or wherever else you'd like. I will note, just based on my note, I know you guys can all probably see it, but Donovich has the key back to the hatch. There's the lock and the chain over it. The son below, Doru, like I said, he's making a ruckus, and then Periwinkle is outside with the horses. He was sort of spared, and kind of in his, I think in his ability to be kind of swayed, decided that he was never super comfortable with the idea of the mob, and was just kind of doing it because he was told to, and now is not necessarily on your side, but kind of hanging out with you guys. So you guys are free to do what you like.
We're waiting for the dawn to come for the ritual, and we can't long rest, correct?
You cannot rest in general. Long rest, no. But rest at this point, considering the noise, is going to be impossible. It's about 5.5 hours until dawn. I mean, you have ears. You don't need to sleep, but...
No, I don't sleep. I just become inactive.
Does that inactivity require some type of stable surrounding?
I don't think so, unless there's some kind of D&D rules that are specific towards resting when enemies are nearby. Like Elder Scrolls games.
I will allow you to rest. However, just note your time. And
how long do we have until the next
5.5 hours until... Well, you have about 5 hours, you presume, until there'll be some type of movement. 30 minutes before. You're not exactly sure of the processions, but dawn is in about 5.5 hours.
So I'll have to spend at least 6 hours inactive in order to do that. So instead, I'll just do a short rest to get one of my... Actually, wait, do I even need to? I have full life. I didn't use a wild shape. Never mind.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything over the next hour?
We could attempt to restrain Doru. We do have those manacles. And wrap his, like, essentially get him to shut up, wrap something around him, gag him.
Yes, you could.
But I have a feeling that if we were to try to do that, that might ensue into an actual fight.
Oh, it definitely would.
Because he seems a bit like a starved vampire, if I'm reading it correctly. Or a starved becoming a vampire thing.
That is a fair assumption. You wouldn't classify him as a full vampire, but some type of entity within that realm or close to
Vampire adjacent.
it. Perfect. So what we can let 1 hour go by.
Toto, do you know, you seem to be fairly familiar with these types of creatures or this type of life form. If we were to provide him a sample of blood, what would happen to him?
So do you just want me to kind of run with that, Shatner?
I would say it can go. It's kind of like, I would say that you would overall assume that it would most likely be worse. Just in the sense of kind of like whenever you are hungry and you start to eat something small and it kind of starts that process of feeding and then stops.
Or even like addiction. Like you're not solving the problem by feeding the hunger. You're
and
actually
probably
making
not
it worse.
enough to necessarily how much are we talking? You're probably not going to be giving enough to sort of calm this creature down at this point. You would definitely classify it as a creature beyond a person that just needs a little help. So but and even going down there and doing so itself, you guys were not attacked while you're down there, but definitely stalked. So yeah, it's an option, but you would probably assume that it would not end well.
I would say in character, I think there's only one thing that's going to end that boy's suffering. Unfortunately, it won't make his father happy.
Is that a burden that we want to bear?
I'd say
assuming you guys are having this conversation like in your actual character spots, is that fair to say?
I would be doing it like, sotto voce, like not blatantly so. Father, I can't remember his name, but Father, what's his
Donovich.
name? Donovich. I would not be like, hey, Donovich, we should kill your kid. It would be more like,
I just didn't know if you probably wouldn't. Ismark, Arena, or the priest wouldn't be able to hear this conversation. I'm assuming, and he's not necessarily like listening in. His demeanor has calmed down a bit. Doru's is less like perpetually erratic, but still not a fun place. Like for those that have traditional brains, the kind of feeling of a headache is sort of coming on a bit.
Yeah, I think we came here to do one job. I think we should do that job first, and then maybe deal with the other job that could be done.
Fair enough.
But I don't think there's any coming back for that boy. More merciful to just put him out of his misery.
That being said, anybody want to do anything between now and for the next basically 4 hours? No. Donovich will at some point in the next initial hour kind of make his way over. He'll just sort of passively acknowledge you guys sort of in this hallway here, and he'll just only really Vemrak can you fully hear him just over the consistency of the crying out, make a comment along the lines of I'm gonna try and get some shut eye before the ceremony tomorrow, and he's gonna go into this room here if you guys all allow it, and close that door. Is that fine?
Fine with me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Arena and Ismark seem intent on staying up, but I'll say it's rather uneventful outside of the, again, issues from below throughout this entire period. At some point now, as you can kind of feel like a tiredness come over you for those that do, there's a bit of a rustling kind of in the room where Donovich, went into, and he opens the door hours later with kind of bloodshot eyes, but does seem to maybe have gotten some sleep. He's trying to fix his hair as much as he can, and he's wearing something different that looks, I wouldn't say nice by any means, but definitely looks a bit better than what he was wearing before. He kind of pokes her out, kind of looks around, a bit squeamish, a bit embarrassed maybe on his face as he's looking around the church that he lives in, and walks over to Arena and Ismark and kind of has a conversation with them. Vimrak, from your position, you can kind of hear that. I assume you guys are just kind of sitting down or just making yourselves comfortable in those positions, and they you can hear him saying, like, we're about to start. He's already had the grave dug, and most of the stuff is ready, but he's going to start gathering a couple items, and they're going to head out the front door here in the next basically half hour or so. He says that to them and then comes over to the group and kind of reiterates that again. He mentions you guys can stand wherever you please. It's a very traditional ceremony. Obviously there's a time to speak and a time for mourning and quiet, but he reassures all of you that, or assumes all of you would be without any issues there. He also mentions that there might be some villagers that do show up. He kind of overheard and obviously realized that there was a mob last night, so he does mention, like, if some of you could possibly watch them, but we don't want to discourage anyone who is coming with good intentions at this point to not be here. And then he said that he confirmed it with Arena and Ismark and those that he may know and recognize. They're fine to join the ceremony as well, but he's not sure if anyone shows up. So over the next 20 minutes, he's going to just kind of get a couple things. He puts on some additional like jewelry and some additional sort of like tapestries over himself. He looks rather presentable overall. Arena and Ismark kind of try and make themselves look a bit more presentable in their same clothes that they had initially, but just a bit nicer, maybe an overcoat or something, as it's rather cold and they've had a chance to relax here and maybe have some peace of mind, although most likely not as much as they'd like. So anyone want to do anything before Donovich opens the door and kind of starts this thing going?
Yeah, I just want to go out to Periwinkle.
Okay.
He's still outside with the horses.
Yeah, you guys open the door. He's out there. He's actually probably, slept the best, if any of them. I don't have his token, but we'll just say that he's kind of outside. The horses are asleep, and he's been kind of like near the front door here, in this area. And yeah, the night has been surprisingly quiet. There aren't as many claw marks and destruction on the outside of the church itself, but knowing what you guys do know about the consistent attacks, the specifically targeting Arena and whatnot, it was a quiet night on that front, although just that front.
Yeah, so I just want to go up to Periwinkle, and I just want to I'm going to put my hand on my shoulder, and Vemrak's best attempt to be sensitive and say, Listen, son, we didn't mean it yesterday. It was strictly business. But your uncle made some bad choices, and I know that you were conflicted. And I'm going to give him the little frog, the makeshift, like, dead frog, kind of like symbol, or not symbol, but it was a dead frog that we had found. Yeah, it was the one that we had found in the death house. I'm going to pull it out of that room, and I'm going to give it to him as a gift and say, we need you to be strong today, and we want you to keep your ears perked out. We're on your side. And I'll give him tap him twice on the shoulder and as like reassurance.
Yeah, I mean, such a lot. I mean, considering your stature and build, he's at your extent, or in some ways even larger than you. But he looks up, eyes kind of groggy, and looks like he was possibly waiting for his uncle to show up or something to happen, but it never did. He just stands up, kind of stretches, and like reaches out kind of slowly, a little timidly at first, but seems to trust you. He spent the night out here. I think he does, care for the family or Arena or something for him to stay. He makes a comment, and he says like, well, my uncle, maybe he had different intentions or something, but I appreciate the gift. I assumed he would come for me last night, but I fear he might be angry with me. So, yeah, I can stay for the funeral, and thank you. This is one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. And he kind of grabs it with some, it seems genuine, and kind of looks at it a bit, fiddling with it after he makes that statement.
Well, we appreciate it. And I'll walk back in the church.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to that. He's kind of just sort of appraising, if you will, the little item you gave him. But with that, Arena and Ismark are up, and they are sort of heading out. Their faces look rather grim overall. They're sort of possibly in that mood. They're also maybe a bit upset about the circumstances, but there's a little bit of relief on their faces, as well as they are kind of getting this thing over with. You can kind of see it on their face. They somewhat smile at you guys as they pass, if you guys are still in the hallway. But you guys will make your way out of this front door to the left, and who is going to help with? Someone's going to help with the actual coffin and the body. Is that assumed? That's fine.
Bemrek can help.
Okay. Donovich, starts to say some prayers over the body as it's being moved. Ismark is helping. He can see his emotions are building a bit. Arena's helping, but there's appreciation for you, Vimrak, as you help that back outside onto that cart, and Periwinkle seems content with kind of leading that around the corner. You guys, I'm going to pull everyone out. You guys are going to make your way just to the sort of east side of the church here, and there's a gate at the end, and I'm going to bring us to a new, obviously not same quality, but I'm so happy I found this map. As you can see, here's the church at the south. You guys all have vision here and everything, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Got bars turned on and everything as well. So you guys can place yourselves where you'd like to be. We'll say it's maybe 15 minutes till dawn. There is a fresh dug hole here with kind of a rope mechanism that's here to sort of lower a casket of this size or down into this hole nicely with like a pulley system and whatnot. Ismark and Arena aren't ignoring you guys, but they're definitely kind of in full ceremony mode. Donovich is kind of reading a book, and in the dim, he's got, let's say there's a couple candles out here now that are kind of dimly lighting this area, just as that dawn approaches. Whoever is closest to the gates, are you guys confident in those positions? You guys are happy with that?
Yeah, I want Bemrak to be close to everything, just to kind of act as a bodyguard if needed.
Okay. Yeah. So, Royce, you're the first to.
Over here, right?
Yeah, there's a roof. You're gonna get a funny look from Donovich, though, for sure. If you climb on these are all tombstones in here. This is all graveyard, and it's really not going to give you that much of an advantage. If you want to, you can, but that's up to you. We'll say that's maybe like 8 feet high overall. So, Royce, you'll still be the first one to sort of hear. The fog is pretty thick. You guys can see most of the cemetery, but not all of it. Some of the gates here to the north are still a bit obscured, but you're the first to hear kind of some movement coming from the church itself, and it initially startles you. You're kind of like on guard. You sort of give that look to others around, but then you realize, at least from what you assume, there's some commoners that have made their way over. They kind of have their heads down, and they just sort of calmly and nonchalantly make their way over to about this spot. I'm going to bring in a couple more that, they're purposely keeping their distance. You're not sure they're aware of all the happenings of last night, but that is laggy. Holy shit. Did someone roll a dice?
Yeah, I did. I'm basically trying to. I'm just observing the people as they come in and trying to see if anything looks out of the ordinary or odd about them besides just people coming to mourn.
Did it actually roll for you yet?
Yeah, I got a 21.
Okay, my screen is frozen. Maybe.
Try,
yeah, my game is frozen.
Try switching to a different scene and back.
Okay.
That often works nicely.
Yep. Okay, cool. So you're looking for what are you specifically? Are you trying to find if they're genuine in terms of their grief,
like I'm just trying to
hiding something?
Like if anybody, basically, I'm just trying to figure out like, are these mourners or do they look like people hiding other intentions?
Sure. From as they kind of file in, it's still rather dark. But from their sort of mannerisms and their body language, they're not giving off anything that immediately says, hey, there's anything fishy going on. They don't seem to be armed or hiding anything. They're obviously not talking much. Ismark does look around at them, obviously, and he gives, kind of like subtle nods to those that do show up. So you assume that he knows them as well. He actually kind of goes up to the closest one here and like shakes a hand and just says like, "Thank you for coming. I know what it means if you're seen here, or if considering what happened last night." He kind of makes a comment of like, it's kind of it's going to mark a stamp on you, if you will, if you show up to this ceremony in good faith. So you're at ease with that roll. There's nothing that like triggers any kind of heightened sense. Anyone else want to do anything? As we are going to start the proceedings here. No? Donovich seems content with fiddling. He's kind of making some notes and some page adjustments here. You'd assume that he'd have everything ready, as he's kind of scrambling a bit now, maybe a bit nervous. But he does kind of look up and kind of reset his demeanor a bit, as if he didn't know all of you were here, and kind of starts this ceremony. So it says, a pale imitation of dawn creeps in from the east, not banishing the darkness, but edging it out. Father Donovich, his holy book in hand, stands before the grave. In a graven voice he recites, "We are but children of the dawn, sheep of morning Lord. It is from this embrace we are born. It is to his arms we go, passing from this cruel world to the next. No man alive knew this as well as Colin Indrovich," which is the Burgomaster. "He dared to love, to laugh, and to live. He bore the light of morning Lord in his very heart, no matter how deep the darkness or how grim the day. As we lower him into the earth under the light of the coming dawn, we must remember this. No light shines forever, but we may bask in the memory of its warmth forevermore. Morning Lord, I pray." And he kind of looks up to the group. Most people have kind of had their heads bent. Arena looks like she's possibly crying. Ismark is kind of stern-faced. Toto, you have kind of the best view there. And Royce, you can see this as well. Morning Lord, I pray you accept this man into your kingdom. I pray you forgive him for his flaws, for his sins. I pray you reward his candor and his kindness. Accept him, my Lord. Accept him here and now as the dawn hurls back the darkness. This moment actually sits for a while. There's no movement of the actual casket at this point for maybe about 10 seconds until Donovich kind of goes forward. Ismark seems to know what to do as well. And Toto, you're more than welcome to help if you'd like. But they kind of move forward and start to, get the mechanism going. It's not difficult, but it's kind of has some finagling just to get it to start moving. So with a couple seconds, You'll help with that?
Yeah.
Sure. Arena's not. She kind of moves around to the left, and she is weeping at this point. The commoners are pretty solemn and quiet, and the casket starts to move down. It is sort of a beautiful moment, probably the most, I guess you could use the word beautiful, that you guys have seen since being in this place. The dawn is coming up, as the casket goes down, so it's kind of this very dynamic switching of scenes here, if you will. However, Royce, you're the first to notice this. There seems to be almost a whisper of something behind you at the gate. Roll a perception check for me. Did that roll? I don't know if I'm just not seeing it still.
I am very perceptive at a 7.
Okay, I may have to restart. What's the restart? Is it F4? 5?
F5, I think.
This is just not mean. Did that reset you guys too?
That's just a reset in your browser, so don't
Just-
worry.
Okay. Cool. I do see it. I don't have music. Yes, I do. Okay. Royce, you still hear almost like a whisper or a hum from behind that doesn't seem to be from the commoners. You kind of perk around a bit, not super alarmed, as it's not a very alarming sound overall, and you don't notice anything coming from there. You do see, one of the commoners up front. This one here is sort of whimpering a bit, and then the gentleman behind her is maybe trying to console her. And you kind of look back towards the ceremony itself. Say that the Burgomaster is about halfway down, almost all the way down from what you guys can tell. However, after a couple more seconds, everybody hears the cemetery gate creak open. A murmur is heard out of the few attending townsfolk nearest the gate, and they start to back away rather hurriedly from that sound. Royce, you now kind of turn around with a little more interest, and out of the gloom comes a tall, thin figure, an elf whose lips are stretched into a smug grin. He says, "I fear I interrupt, my dear Burgomaster. The Count sends his regards and his condolences." The encroaching dawn glints upon the pommel of his scimitar and on his side. Ismark straightens up and calls out, "It is not tax day, Chamberlain," with like a heaviness in his kind of voice. There's I would say a fear in his voice as he says this. "You are not welcome here. Our affairs are our own. Be gone from my village." The elf is still kind of approaching here. Let me bring him in. He gets to about this point here. These commoners are still moving back. Royce, if you'd like to move slightly or kind of in general directions during this, you can. Anyone else, you can also move as well. Just don't move more than 5 until I can kind of look up and see where you go. So he calls out, "It's not tax day, Chamberlain. You are not welcome here. Our affairs are our own. Be gone from my village." The elf calls back again. He said, "Your villages, Mark. Does not all of Barovia belong to Strahd?" At the simple name, you see Donovich's voice kind of tremble as he continues some of his prayers at the name of Strahd itself. The other commoners also kind of flinch a bit as the name is sounded. Only Ismark seems undisturbed by this. He states, "If the devil wishes," the elf cuts him off. "I'm here to satisfy his wishes. The Lady Arena has been invited to dine at Castle Ravenloft. Would she deny his invitation?" Ismark now stands up straight. It seems as though the coffin has been kind of placed completely down. Toto, roll me a perception check, and Observer, roll me a perception check as well. Go ahead.
Just real quick, Arena is still in her disguise, is that correct?
We'll say that she is, and that's totally fine. The elf is still referring to her as normal. It seems to have not done much in this situation. Plus, in the setting at this point, it's kind of assumed they're next to each other. Observer, you can sense. I assume you're watching this elf kind of come in, but at the same time, I would point out to you that you sense a real change in the priest's demeanor. He seems angry. Toto, you pick up on this as well. However, with your kind of spell casting ability, you kind of see there's almost a start in the priest's kind of hand of a spell possibly brewing as his demeanor is stiffened up quite a bit. He seems the most normal that you've ever seen him since you met him at this point. He doesn't seem terrorized by all the shortcomings of his son or all the issues there. He just seems intent right now, and he's kind of glaring at this dark elf as he continues to come in to his ceremony. So he says, go ahead.
Can I sense anything about this elf? Like, does he look... I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like, so okay, the priest is getting ready to like maybe pop off a spell, and I'm all for it, but I also have some sense of self-preservation. So I'm wondering if this is about to get like real bad. Does that elf
you
look
assume
like
that the stance of everybody in here that seems to know who he is, in the next couple seconds, it's going to go really bad, or kind of bad. That would be your kind of inclination. And then to describe the elf again, not necessarily dark in skin, like the picture is accurate, but in clothing and in kind of just demeanor, there's sort of an evilness that kind of is given off. However, the clothing in specific is of extraordinary quality, if you will. The best that you've seen since being in Barovia, in terms of whether it's a manor that you were in for the Burgomaster, or the Death House, and it's exquisite things that were maybe fake, but there's definitely an air of wealth, and certainly a cockiness to his tone and this smile that he's kind of wearing. So Ismark does draw a blade. He turns around. The sound kind of echoes a bit in the fog as it's still kind of encroaching around the area. Ismark yells out, "He's already stolen from my father." He says he has already stolen my father. Wow, I rewrote this horribly. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so Ismark draws his blade, looks over, and he states, "You have already killed my father, Rodin," referring to the elf. "You will not take my sister as well." Rodin then responds, "No." He muses. I fucked this up. So I rewrote this guy's stuff, and I did not do it very quickly. He looks at him, and he says, "You've already killed my father. You will not take my sister as well." Rodin responds, and he goes, "Ah, yes, I did not kill your father, but I will take your sister." His blade is drawn, and in a flash, the elf disappears, appears here. None of you close have a chance to really react of any substantiality. The two commoners sort of jump back as they're taken back. I will allow you, Vemrak, to do something, although it's got to be really fast. The elf teleports here. Oh, I won't use the word teleport. He disappears into a mist and then reappears right next to you. He stabs Ismark in the back like a brutal wound. Ismark cries out, and then that sound is kind of cut out, as almost as if he's either fainted or died from it. And then the elf kicks him forward.
Yeah. At that point, when I had seen Ismark draw his blade, I had also drew my axe as well.
Okay.
Just in kind of response. So, just kind of out of reaction, seeing him next to me, I'm gonna take a swing, just as hard as I can.
So with that and one kind of motion, Ismark is going to fall forward. His scream of pain as it looks like the sword got cut into his spine, as he was standing there. Arena cries out and kind of reaches down to try and catch him, but obviously to no avail. His body does land on top of his father's. And then Donovich is going to immediately bless the entire group, as long as that will be in range. Let me see. Okay, he's going to bless the 3 closest. So he's going to bless Arena, Toto, and Royce. You guys all have a bless. Oh, don't do this now. Hold on, I gotta add it. Bless. No.
What is blessed?
I'm trying to post it, but it's being annoying. I think it's gonna work now.
You get to roll an extra like 1d4 in attack rolls, I think.
On everything, almost.
Great. So that will be in effect on. I will mark.
Attacks or saving throws.
You, and Arena, and then Donovich, as he casts Blessed, is then going to immediately cast a Sacred Flame as well towards the elf, and he's going to cry out, "You murderer, you were the one that murdered my son." All of you can roll initiative, and Vimrak, you do get a free action.
Okay. Free action. So I'm just taking a swing.
Okay.
Look at that priest getting 2 actions in 1 turn. Oh, sorry. Ismark is just dead. Like, straight up dead.
You're not sure. He is not moving, not twitching, and currently in a hole on top of his father's grave. A 17 hits.
Hold on. I need to add myself to combat. It's on my token. Don't tell me. I'm gonna figure it out. It's right click.
I
There we
believe
go.
in you.
You can do it.
Cool. Sorry. So 17 hits.
Yes.
So 16 damage.
Okay. As you strike out at him, even in the moment, it took you by surprise, but as he pulls his scimitar out of his mark and does that kick, he's still watching you almost at the same time in an eeriness that you've never seen, a quickness that you've never experienced in a foe before. Your hit hits him. However, he still has a chance to pull up a bloodied sword as Ismark's blood kind of splats across your body and on your face, and he kind of partially negates some of that blow to the point that it only hits a smaller portion of his body. Whatever damage he did take, you would assume that it's not full damage and seem to phase him very little at that. Royce, you are up. The commoners are fleeing, hiding, and crying. Donovich's Sacred Flame does seem to have hit, but at that point as well, it did not seem to do too much damage. I'm also no longer going to use damage for creatures in Foundry, at least for ones I don't want to, because you guys can see it. So, Royce, you're up. It's all you. Also, Arena is absolutely hysterical at this point. And you're not sure if she is going to be doing much of anything on her turn except crying and trying to pull her brother up out of the grave that she can barely reach down to the bottom of.
How do I cast on a target again?
If you want to target someone, you can right click and then click on the target next to them, bottom left of the right click menu. Is that what you mean?
Or just double right click.
Or that doesn't work for me, but maybe.
It works if you have a token selected. That's cool.
Hunter's Mark, got it.
Oh, did it do it? I didn't. Okay, yeah, Hunter's Mark, and then I'll. Okay, and then I'll attack him.
Okay.
How do I attack it? Okay, here we go.
Ooh,
Ooh,
nice. 28 hits.
that's a crit.
Yes, it is.
And then I get what, 1d6 and 1d8?
The 1d8 was added because it's on the crit, right? Because you're doing the 1d6 from...
Colossal Slayer.
Oh, and Hunter's Mark. Gotcha. Okay. So it's a total of
21.
21. Okay. Rodden sees where this attack is coming from. He still has this smirk on his face as he's kind of admiring his ability to block the warring creature behind him as he kind of struck out towards him. He looks at you and Vimrak right before Royce shoots and goes, "Ah, an orc. I've not toyed with one of your kind in a while. It should be fun." With that, you guys hear the kind of more and more what's the word? Familiar sound of Royce's bow from behind the battle kind of ring out a bit and ting a bit in the foggy, reverberant kind of air, and it hits the elf kind of in the shoulder. He kind of lunges back a bit, but still has this kind of smile smirk on his face as he doesn't pull out the arrow, but seems to just kind of break it in one swift movement that is difficult to describe. Anything else, Royce?
Nope.
Okay. Arena is up. She is going to cry, and she's screaming, "Oh God, oh God, Ismark!" She's trying to reach down to him, but you've got a sizable hole here, and even with the casket and the body on top, she's having a difficult time trying to reach him. She spends the majority of her turn trying to do so, trying to just see if he's alive and kind of screaming towards anyone like, "Help, help, help." All of you are kind of looking like, yeah, I get it. And then she does sort of stand up straight afterwards, tears in her eyes, and she goes, "If I must fight for my life, if my brother cannot, then I will do so." And she kind of pulls out a sword and steps towards the elf, but this doesn't. We'll say she swings out. So she is going to swing. Let's do a normal. A 15 and 18 is going to hit. Everyone's hitting tonight. And she is going to swing out again. The bloodied kind of scimitar that the Rodden is holding is going to kind of come back over to try and parry this attack. He's successfully going to do this one and kind of send Arena back literally onto kind of her ass as she falls back, and he laughs out and just says, like, "Silly girl. I don't know what Strahd sees in you, but whatever, I'm here." And that will be her turn. He is up. I need...
At the start of his turn, he's gonna take Halo Spores.
Okay, it's a Constitution.
Yeah, saving throw, DC 14, Constitution.
Okay.
Ha! Wait, what? He gets +7? He still takes it, but... Hot damn.
He... Yeah, okay.
Damage. You can...
The damage?
2. Necrotic.
2. Okay. All right. And then he is going to step right here. He does not care, or he doesn't provoke anything. As he's kind of laughing still after seeing Arena go flying down to the ground, he's going to sort of just raise his arms a bit to his side. All of you immediately notice a sort of wisp of energy sort of manifest around him. However, those of you that are the closest to him, so Vimrak, Toto, Observer, and Arena, I need all of you to roll a Where is it? Oh, it's a feat. That's why. Disregard all the text. It's going to apply to all of you. I think you're all in range anyway. All of you to roll a DC Wisdom saving throw.
Everybody gets whoever got blessed gets a +1d4 to it.
Yeah, everyone but me. Everyone but Bemrick.
Oh, I didn't get it either.
No, you did.
Nope.
No, I was too far away.
Arena, Toto, and Royce. You guys have the little like medicine symbols on you if you've got it.
Gotcha.
Wow, everyone's rolling insanely
Don't worry,
high,
it's my only good roll tonight.
right? Wisdom. It's a +1d4. Is that what it is? You said. So we'll do 1d4 as well. All right. I think everyone passes, and everyone takes 8 damage. Essentially around you, you hear a choir of dying and screaming souls sort of materialize and then disappear, materialize and then disappear, that seem to perpetually be sort of surrounding this immensely evil creature that has now come into your guys' presence here. He is then going to take a step towards Arena. He's going to turn his back towards her and look at the three of you and the group as a whole and say, he's like, I've come for something simple. I'm taking Arena with me. She's been invited. I don't have to kill any of you. And with that, he is going to wait for a response. Anyone going to say anything?
Go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna say she hasn't accepted your invitation yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond with another arrow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna growl, or I'm gonna roar. Okay. I'm gonna yell. That's what I do.
He is going to move here. He will take an attack of opportunity from you, Observer, if you've got it. I think you do. And then he is going to shoot.
Shouldn't he have taken an opportunity of attack from me as well?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I missed that one. A 15 misses. Uh, 24 hits. Vemrak, go ahead and roll damage. I both love and hate. I forgot to grab my dice. Give me 1 second. The integration. I hate that you guys can see everything, but I love that everything's integrated. Okay, give me a second.
You can hide anything you want hidden.
I just want to like post the skill to like show it off, but I also don't want you guys to see everything, like
the
entire ability. You know what I mean? Where did those dice go?
Probably just make duplicates of the abilities you want to use and change the text on them.
Yeah, I mean it's usually like character specific. It's playing this guy now is not a what the hell? I had a they're right there. Cool, I found them. Vimrak, you miss. Oh wait, no, that's your damage. Observer, where was yours at? 15 misses. Vimrak hits. Slashing. Vimrak, your 8 damage does seem to connect fully. This time there was no attempt or an unsuccessful parry, if you will. However, he is going to kind of remove, again, quickly from his sort of like one of his little pockets on the front of his coat, what seems to be some type of dart blower, if you will, and he is going to shoot one at Donovich, and he is going to miss, and he is going to shoot one at you, Royce, and that is going to hit, and you are, so he's shooting a poison dart, and you are going to take 8 piercing damage and 2 poison damage. That will be his turn. Vimrak, you're up. For anyone still close, you can still hear the ringing of those souls kind of crying out and screaming in your head. There's a bit of a disorientating effect overall. I'll say anyone that's going to move on their coming up turn, like minus like 5 movement from your total, just because any kind of like physical act right now just seems challenging, considering the not only the terror but also just the like physical noise of his attack.
Okay. I would, as a bonus action, I'm going to raid. And then I'm going to close the distance. I'm going to get right here. And reckless attack.
Okay. Uh, 19 hits. Was it 9 total?
9 total, yep.
Okay, so 9 total damage from your slash. The grin on his face is sort of diminished a bit. He's more intrigued now again with you as you approach. And he just goes, the half-orc wants to play still. And kind of takes the damage as he tries to dodge, but you're a bit too quick, or maybe he really is just playing with you. You're not sure. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Okay, Toto, you're up. You've sensed an evil power like you never have before in your life, and the screams are still kind of in your head. So the same 5 movement down for you. We'll just keep it at that for now.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is activate Twilight Sanctuary while brandishing my shield. And let me get a measurement tool out. Holy crap, I don't know if the... Okay, so that is the effect area. Anybody who ends their turn in there, I can choose to either give them temporary hit points or remove a frightened effect.
Okay.
So unless something crazy happens, I'm going to delete that because it's going to affect everybody.
Okay.
But I can't delete that's annoying. Hitting the right button. There we go. Okay. Then for my movement, I'm going to get here. Actually, I'm going to get here. Because I'm blocking the priest. And then as a bonus action, I will...
As you move there, Rodden kind of calls out with like a smile. It's like, protecting the priest you know nothing about. You are predictive, this one. I admire that. Go ahead.
And then I'm going to... What's the range on this? Shit. Yeah, no, I'll stay there. Never mind. I should have thought about that first. I am going to cast... Oh, I can't do that. Healing Word I will do on Vemrak.
Okay.
I think that's Vemrak, right? Yeah. So that is going to be 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is 4. So that is... are you going to let me type things, computer? Thank you. So that's 7 hit points healed to Vemrak.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then at the end of my turn, I'm going to gain 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points, which is 7. So I will add 7 temporary hit points.
Shatner, can I retcon something?
Sure.
I meant to do this, but just as I was running, I wanted to yell out to Periwimple and say, "This is it, boy. This is when we need you."
Okay.
I'm just
That's fine.
I don't know if he's supposed to be in the graveyard, but
I'll say he was kind of still with the horses. I mean, he didn't seem a bit awkward overall, just in the whole situation, and maybe wasn't sure where he fits in. He also seems content on waiting for his uncle to show up at some point. So you assume he's within earshot, but you don't know at this point. But I'll say that call did go out.
okay.
Anything else, Toto? Nope, you're done.
Yep. It's move act, bonus act.
Cool. Donovich is still extraordinarily distraught, but he has got the anger of I don't know, a father that's watching his son turn into a vampire in him. He is going to move up and try and get closer to the elf. As he's doing that, actually no, he's going to stay here. He'll stay here, and he's going to kind of look up or just call out to you, Toto. He's like, "This one is powerful. I've seen what he's done before. I'm not sure we can do this, but we have to try." And he's going to cast a Sacred Flame. And Rodden's going to make a Dexterity save. Oof, that was low. And he's going to take some damage again as the priest kind of flings it out as best he can. 1 and 8, cantrips, action, cool. That is the end of his turn. Observer, you are up.
I'm going to give Donovan 5 temporary hit points. Or okay. Donovich, sorry.
Whoa, what the hell?
Numlock.
I was clicking on the wrong section. I was clicking on the top health bar. Go ahead, Observer.
Gonna try to make him blind.
Okay. What's the roll?
14 Constitution. Can't see the roll. Fuck!
Anything else?
I'm just gonna shalala.
Okay.
My weapon. Alright, turns over.
Royce, you are... No. Oh, God damn it. Royce, you're up.
1 second. Temporary hit point.
In this moment, too, as Arena is now so close to this person, her demeanor is changing pretty rapidly from courage to despair, as she is starting to kind of plea at this point as opposed to stand her ground.
Observer, you get 8 temporary hit points.
Damn, you were just throwing out the heals.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit is right.
I mean, my eyes are glowing and I'm surrounded by an orb of twilight.
That's sick. Royce, we'll be nice on this one. This fight's tough enough as it is. Your arrow misses. It sticks into the top part of the shallow or the grave that was buried.
I was trying to shoot the moon.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Rodden does sort of call out, or he doesn't call it, he just states in a very satirical manner. He goes, for the only other elf here that was a pitiful attempt at any kind of combat efficiency. Arena is up. She is just sort of screaming, and she is yelling, and she is swinging her sword as best she can. She does look back at the group and see, like, please, if one of you could reach or see if my brother is alive. I know it looks bad, but we have to do something. As she's doing this, she's distracted, and Rodden is capable enough to kind of deflect the swing that she does. And he makes a statement of, I assure all of you, Ismark's time has come to an end. Now I just look after my ultimate goal. He is up again. He is going to...
Arena gets 5 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Do I get...
Oh yeah, Royce, you get some too. Hold on.
Gee, thanks. Oh yeah, you get some too, right?
You get 5 as well. Sorry, there's like multiple turns happening. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track.
Fuck, man.
You get 5 temporary hit points too, Royce. Sorry.
Do I just throw that on the temp thing, or like do I need to?
There's a little temp thing on your character sheet. If you add a 5 to that, it'll add it. It'll show up as a little blue
15
bar.
hit you, Vimrak?
15 does not hit.
Okay. What about this one? He's swinging twice at you.
22 will hit.
Okay. Damage. 10 slashing.
Which is halved because I'm raging.
Okay. And he is going to swing one more time at Arena.
So when I normally take damage, am I supposed to be lowering the max one?
If you just apply the damage, it'll eat the temporary hit points first. So if you look at your character sheet under hit points, there's a little plus temp. Put a 5 in that box.
For those of you, I'll say observer notice, all of you guys notice this. Whenever Rodden is sort of attacking Vimrak, he's doing it with a kind of ferocity of like a skilled warrior trying to do as much damage as he can and inflict death if possible. When he turns his sword on Arena, he's definitely trying to maybe like knock unconscious the side of his blade, or he's trying to hit her with the hilt of his weapon. He does get a solid hit, and he's not hitting her in the face. He's purposely seemed to have stayed away from that, but he kind of like hits out and kind of gets her in the arm, if you will, and does a significant amount of damage to her. She's looking very very beat up, and she will fall to the floor. She doesn't know it, but she is happy that you gave her those 10 hit points. Rodden just kind of looks out and just says like, one step closer. The fun continues. And he looks to you, Vimrak, and goes, what do you have now for me, half-orc?
And I'll just roar.
Okay.
I don't give Rahadin temporary hit points.
I appreciate the confirmation.
Actually, I'll say, I'll respond back to him and just say, the girl is not yours to take.
Yes, you're right. She's Strahd's. I'm just his... Let's just say I'm his hand. And he leaves it at that.
Nothing less than a feeble assistant.
He looks at you and goes, I've lived long enough for your petty attempt at mockery. I assure you now, if I wanted to kill you, I could.
Now I'll growl.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm sorry.
You're good.
How's he look?
Rahadin, he is enjoying every second of it.
Dope. I'm gonna go reckless attack.
Okay. $18 hits. That's what you rolled last time.
And that is my turn.
Okay. This attack probably connects the most of anything you guys have done so far. He's now been hit twice by Vimrak, and then Donovan hit him once as well. Anything else?
I've hit him 3 times.
3 times?
I hit him as well.
Because I had the first attack. You said it didn't seem like it did full damage.
That's right. And then Royce shot him in the shoulder with an arrow. This is why
I lit him up with 21, dude.
I'm an asshole. Never mind. He still has been enjoying all this. Toto, you're up.
Vemrak, you get 8 temporary hit points. It replaces whatever you had.
8? Okay.
Yep. I'm going to move down here. I am going to cast Protection from Good and Evil from Evil and Good on Arena.
Okay.
Rahadin has disadvantage on attack rolls against her, and she cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Okay.
And then I will do... she's taken a few hits, right?
She is near death.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how exactly this works.
You're good.
Healing Hands, which isn't much, but it is going to give her 3 hit points.
Okay.
On top of whatever she's at. And those are like healed hit points, not temporary hit points.
Okay.
So that's movement and my action.
Can you guys not see her health bar?
No, I can't.
Correct.
Okay. Always for everyone. There you go. And that's after the 3.
And then do you care?
We can't see the Alps either.
A note taken.
And then I think I'm going to bonus act Healing Word her.
Okay.
Which is 1d4 plus 4. That'll be 6 more hit points to her.
Okay.
And that is move act, bonus act. At the end of my turn, I'm fine. I've got 7 temp HP. I'm going to keep that.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Donovich now trying to compose himself as much as possible. He's going to cry out, and he goes, "Morning Lord spites you, and so do I. You are not welcome here at this ceremony. Be gone. Leave." And he is going to cast another. That is great. Spellcasting. He can cast spells.
He's going to cast spellcasting.
He casts spellcasting.
God damn it. Wow. Look at that. Actually, he is not going to do that. He is going to cast Sanctuary on going to cast Sanctuary on you, Toto. For his turn. And then he is going to stay put. Observer, you are up. Rodden is going to respond by, "I enjoy your petty attempts at magic. You've seen nothing yet." Observer, go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
No, he was mostly referring to Donovich.
Okay. I'm gonna take a 5 foot, go over here. Can I take a look at what's his face down there in the
Yes,
grave?
what would you like to know?
I want to see if he's still alive.
You would assume that he is very dead. There is an immense amount of blood pouring out from the back of his vest that he was wearing. and is pooling all around him, all over the top of his father's grave. He doesn't seem like he's moved, and his body seems completely limp.
100% dead. Is what you're saying?
Yes, you'd put any money you've ever made in this fact that it looks like the cut basically, like broke his spine or severed his back. It's not like in half, but it is a gory, horrific sight, even for one that doesn't have a spine.
Knowing what I know of cure wounds, would that aid him in any way?
I hate healing spells. Let me see. I don't know how you're supposed to kill things in this game.
So NPCs, you usually decide if they're dead outright or if they do saving throws.
That's true.
And I assumed since you marked him as dead and didn't put him in the combat order that he was just dead.
Yes, I would like to stick with that.
I would have done other things if he was in the combat order.
Yeah. No, you're right. No. It was my intentions. So.
Can we make that a rule from now on? That
yes, I will be much more obvious, or at least forthcoming with my intentions of the use of the giant skull.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm going to cast Symbiotic Entity and gain 12 temporary HP. So up to 20 temporary HP.
I think technically any source of temp HP overwrites the prior, but I'm not sure.
Well, I just did a plus 12 and it went up to 20.
That's because you already had the temp HP from me.
That's what I mean. Like, I put it into the temp box. I imagine if you were to do a plus in a value, it would overwrite if that was the case.
Oh.
Unless they don't have any logic in that box.
I would not assume that Foundry has good 5th edition logic, but that's just me.
Let me read up.
I'm still a little confused as to where I'm supposed to be allocating this damage in the temp hit. So when I took damage, should I have been taking it from plus max? And then when I took the temporary healing, should I put it in
No,
temp?
you put a value. If you get temp HP, you put it in the plus temp, and if you apply damage to your token, it'll suck out the temporary hit points first.
Yeah, basically you just add it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, add it and then remove it at the end of when the temporary is gone. Just remove it from there, and then it adjusts everything overall.
I thought that was a label, not a box.
Yeah, so it looks like you are supposed to just take one or the other, not combine them together. So
because otherwise,
is not smart enough.
I wish it were the other way around, but it could be really bad in 5th edition. If you
it would make things a lot easier
if you had additive temp hit points. Yeah.
And I don't think I have any other bonus actions, so I'm gonna end my turn.
Rodden kind of speaks out a bit as your turn is ending. He goes, "A quizzical creature Master has brought in this time. I am intrigued to learn more about his inner workings. Royce, you're up."
Can you start combat just so we have the markers and everything?
It's going. At least
it's not. You're getting like your next type stuff because I'm not seeing any of that.
Oh,
that's a mod.
That's a mod I didn't re-download. I need to do some work on the back end of this because it's still on the old update too.
Yeah, turn marker and combat ready are mods.
Very nice. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Never mind then. Go on.
So she's on the ground, right? If I shoot over, like, can I shoot over her, or do I need to?
No, you can assume that you can shoot through friendlies unless you roll ones consistently.
Okay, so I don't need to move from where I'm at. I mean, I got like 3 people in my way right now.
Yeah, I mean, is that how you usually play Grim? Like, that's typically for ranged.
I don't care. Usually ranged.
Yeah.
Like,
I usually just use it as, like, if you're going to do it a lot, it's kind of like you leave yourself open to when you do roll that fail, I can have some fun with it, but...
I care about cover more than anything else.
Yeah, that's true, which we never use. ever.
But I've always found that I guess there's 2 feats, but it seems silly to put a stupid feat tax in 5e for a ranged character because feats suck in 5e, or they're incredibly overpowered. Pick one.
17 hits.
Plus. Okay. Hunter's mark.
Oof.
11.
So 15 total.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 15.
Okay. Another solid hit. You hear him kind of cry out a bit from that hit. And he goes, I would assume that the elf would be the only one that was possibly worthy here, as he kind of grins down at you as you're raging in front of him to what he might consider little effect there, Vimrak. Anything else?
I'm not sure how far I moved, but I would like to. Let's see.
25 feet, maybe? Or was it 15?
Yeah, I think that's right. Just move back.
Yeah, I just want to go back to like there.
Okay.
And if 6 temporary hit points is more than what you had, take that.
Cool. Anything else, Royce?
Well, that'll do.
Arena is going to spend her movement getting up. And then she is going to swing at him. The rapier. 19 is going to hit. And for 7 damage. Rahadin kind of just states as she starts up her swing before he actually takes any damage. He goes, the pretty one fights back. And then kind of like as that sword kind of connects, he's like, she's got a bit of a sting to her as well. On his turn again. Okay.
No, she's gonna get.
I'm sorry, con, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes. All right, let's go with damage. Oh, it's only going to do 2 damage because I have some back I need to go.
Okay.
Arena's.
Oh wait, no. Wait.
I-
Oh, never mind. That's right.
At the
Good
end of
damage.
Arena's turn, she gets 6 temporary hit points.
Okay. I can't add temporary for her. That's interesting.
How long can you do that for, Toto?
For Twilight Sanctuary, I think I have a minute. Let me look at it.
That's insane. So you can give temporary hit points to essentially everyone every turn.
Yeah, 1 minute. I can either grant temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus my cleric level, or end an effect causing frightened. Yeah.
And it's concentration, I assume?
Nope. It's a class ability. I'm a Twilight cleric. You haven't even seen my other one yet. The other one's hilarious too. I love them. Oh no, that one's class actually, or race, but that's fine. Look, I didn't take a paladin and I didn't take a peace cleric, so this is what you get. Lots of temporary hit points.
All right, that was perfect because I was distracted for a moment. On his turn, he's gonna say out. He's gonna say, everyone's in perfect range of my scimitar. And he's gonna attack Vimrak, Toto, and
So
Arena.
he
Go ahead.
has to attack me at disadvantage because of Sanctuary. Or no,
Okay.
for me he has to pass a Wisdom saving throw.
So he's gonna attack.
Do you want to start
he's
with
gonna
Vemrak
attack-
and work down?
Yep, I'll just do that. Whoop, not what I meant to do.
Whoa!
Oh no, I might want to roll this.
Was that for me?
And you're dead.
Yeah, that was for you. You know, we'll just roll it and see how much it is for funsies. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's half damage because fuck you.
True.
And I have temporary hit points, so double fuck you. You sure you don't want to swing again there, big guy?
Let me check. I think he has...
Wait, that didn't make sense.
Well, that's annoying.
So wisdom save for you. It's pretty low.
It was a
Sanctuary.
DC 12.
Yikes.
So
And then any creature targets was attack first attack.
You, not that it mattered because you already rolled a crit, but you had advantage on that attack roll against me as well.
Oh dang. The spell doesn't protect the warrior creature from area. Cool. He is then going to choose Arena for that instead.
that's then at disadvantage, the attack,
Okay.
because of protection from good and evil.
Okay. And then damage to her, taking another
He rolled a plus
Nope.
10?
another note to be nice. I now need all of you, I think. Everyone but Royce. We're doing it.
I wanted to remain out of his whatever his AoE thing was, which I believe was 10 feet.
All of you need a wisdom saving. Wow, you guys are rolling insanely high on these. Well, I'm gonna roll the 3d10 on my side just to see. Everyone takes 14 damage, or half that, if you succeeded on this on the 16 saving throw.
So how would that work for me with my feet for taking half damage as it is?
Because you only take half of certain types of damage.
I take half of all damage except for
Is it?
except for psychic damage. Well,
Okay.
that's because of the Path of the Totem Warrior. I'll go ahead and link it for you.
Let me
That,
see.
yeah, that's true, but it is psychic damage.
Yeah, it's specifically psychic damage.
Oh, is it? Oh, damn, that's kind of cool.
Oh, yikes. Oh, so you're saying you would have taken a fourth, basically, but instead
Half of half,
You-
yeah.
did not.
Well, I'm wondering, how does that work? So if I saved, assuming it wasn't, like, if hypothetically it wasn't psychic,
Yeah.
if I made the save, so full would have been 14, but I made the save, so it's 7.
And then
And
you
then
apply
does my-
resistance.
Okay, so it would be 4 or 3.
Round down, I think, is how it's supposed to work. So it'd be
3.
3.
Gotcha.
Arena is making saving throws, as she could not stand that attack. Again, I want to emphasize the insanity of the sound of what thousands of people.
Is
He has
Deathly
killed
Choir
mercenaries.
an action?
No,
Oh,
it
okay.
is a feature.
As a bonus action, he can force all creatures that... Yeah, so it's a bonus action, so he has to make... Oh, wait a minute.
It's part of his Okay, it is an action, but it's part of his like multi-attack kit, basically. So it's one action to do certain things.
Oh, but there's no attack roll. That's annoying. Okay.
Sorry, Shannon, you were saying you wanted to what?
I think I was just confirming Arena is making saving throws.
Okay.
So is she dead now?
What's that?
Is she dead? You just put a skull on her.
She's dying. She's making saving
You
throws.
were saying something about the voices, Shannon.
Oh, yes. I was just emphasizing the thousands of people that he has killed, screaming all in your mind at this
Hate
moment.
it when that happens.
That will be his turn. Vimrak, you're up. Observer, did you take any damage or no?
Yeah, I took 7.
Okay,
I have plus 12 temporary hit points.
gotcha. Vimrak, go ahead.
Yeah, knowing nothing else but war his entire life and not really fearing much, he's gonna keep attacking. So,
Okay.
reckless attack.
Uh, 24 definitely hits.
All right, and that's how is he looking at this point?
He's looking damaged. We'll say that.
Okay.
Anything else?
That is my turn.
Toto, you're up.
I'm gonna shout out to Perry Wimple again too, and just say,
Yeah, yes.
I'm just gonna shout out to him and say, "Get in here, boy. We need you."
You didn't get skip price. You did the move down, move back, and we've just gone from there.
Oh,
There's
Vimrak.
been no response from Paywimple in general.
Okay.
Toto, you're up.
Yeah, so Vimrak, you got 5 temporary hit points at the end of your turn. Okay, so let's see here. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Need more bonus actions, god damn it. I am going to... Oh, we'll gamble. I'm going to attack, what's his name with the Warhammer?
Okay.
If it lets me do that. Add 1d4. Nope. That's not going to do shit.
That will not hit.
Let's see. And then... Can't do that. Well, I guess I'll give myself some temporary hit points at the end of my turn.
Wow. You keep rolling those high ones.
Yeah.
That's it?
Well, I have no bonus actions left, so yeah.
Okay. Donovich is up. He, for whatever reason, seems that the Sacred Flames are not doing as much as he would like them to do. He also is kind of going into a fit of rage here, maybe feeding off you a bit, Vimrak. He's going to step up, and he is going to pull out... Why am I stuck on... There we go. I'll pull out a club that he has on him, and he is going to swing at... Hodden. It is going to miss, but now it seems as though the elf kind of has his full attention on the priest now. He goes, I think you are next, you pitiful priest. You've done little to help this town, and today I will end you. Observer, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Cure Light Wounds on the girl.
Okay. That's 9.
Yeah, 9 health.
No!
What?
I'll explain later.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Hodden is not going to be happy with that. And looks over at you, Observer, and goes, maybe you've just taken my full attention now. My intentions are clear and none of you have to die. Let me take Arena, and I will leave you to your ceremony. Although, it looks like you won't need to make a second grave. Royce, you're up.
Do you need more temp HP, Observer?
Yes.
Damn. $15 total again?
No, he got
20.
20.
20?
The 4 was my temp HP to Observer.
Oh,
Actually, no, I can't take
Okay.
the temp HP because it would stop
Yeah.
my symbiotic energy. Because it says, or until you lose all these temporary hit points.
Okay.
I'm guessing that counts. Plus, I have 5 still.
Arena is
That's my
just
turn. 20 total.
perfect. Has some fucking damage. Shot rings out, hits true, kind of strikes him sort of right in sort of like the upper left chest as it pierces his body and bloodies him now for the first time as you see some blood start to pour out from the wound almost immediately. He seems less enthusiastic about maybe breaking this arrow off or touching it, kind of grimaces in pain for the first time you guys have seen in the fight. There's still a grin on his face. He seems to be having fun, although maybe not as much after that last hit, for sure. Arena
Yeah,
is...
so
Go ahead.
how's he looking now? Vimrak asked like a second ago, but after the 2 attacks, is he?
He's damaged.
Okay.
Arena now being brought back to life is sort of getting up and composing herself. She, however, is not going to be very useful in combat for this turn as she is distraught and is now looking up and realizing everyone's close and just sort of weeping for the situation in general. She picks up her sword and seems as though she's encouraged to do something else, but on this turn will do nothing. Hadden is now his turn. He
He's gonna take first Halo Spores. God damn it.
Okay.
It's a good roll. Fuck you.
Those temporary hit points are fucking annoying. What the hell? Oh,
That
okay.
didn't work.
I thought that was me. I clicked at the
Be
exact...
blessed by talk.
That's annoying. Oh, damn it. Oh, does this not work? God damn it.
All right. He is swinging at you, Vimrak, with a scimitar.
16 is my AC.
Okay. No
I don't
hit.
know.
Does he get an advantage?
Defender.
Oh yeah, sorry. He does have an advantage on that attack.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll take the 26. So this is the normal first attack. 12 damage.
Which is 6.
Slashing. Okay. He is going to attack you again. Advantage. 27 damage. 9.
So 4.
Round up or down?
You can round down. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. Was the 4 to me? He hit me twice, right?
Yes, he's swinging at you twice. He's going to swing once at you, Toto. This
He
one
has to
is
swing
Wisdom.
Yeah, Wisdom.
Wisdom first.
It's a DC 12.
I think it was. It's way up here. Where did it go? Is at the very beginning? No. Sanctuary. Yep, 12. Okay. So he can attack you. And now it's just a normal attack. 25
Yep, that'll hit.
for 12 damage.
Okay.
5. God damn, temporary hit points. I'm supposed to be the broken one this fight. He is going to spend his move action to go around this. He's gonna take.
Do we get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you will, and he is going to move here. One club coming at him. That is going to miss. Oh, fuck. God damn it. 21 hits, 18 hits. Um, 11 and 9. He's looking rough. That will be his turn. He will say at the end of his turn, he goes, I will admit you've made this harder than I expected. That doesn't mean I won't just come back with more fun things. Vimrak, go ahead.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and full speed charge.
Okay.
All right. And all in one motion, I'm going to kind of like do a hop skip, like a two-handed attack, just coming over my back.
Okay.
Reckless attack.
$23 hits.
Okay, and that'll be the
You
Go ahead.
Oh, never mind.
Damn it! Why doesn't it roll?
It was 10 total.
10 total, yes.
Anything else?
Nope, that is my turn.
He will look at you with maybe a slight look of respect and goes, well, maybe it was my taunting, but you've come to play at least this fine morning.
And I'll kind of like grin back at him, spit a little bit of blood out, and just say, "Play with me some more."
All right. Toto, you're up.
Vemrak gets 8 temporary hit points.
Of course.
Because I'm a tank, bitch.
And
I'm a tank, bitch. Dude, that's fucking absurd.
I'm gonna step here and attack with my light crossbow.
Okay. Fucking hell.
Let's go, boys. He's not getting away.
Oof.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. Christ. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Donovich is up.
Well. I'm gonna get 7 temporary hit points.
Of course. Please. Thank you. All right. Donovich is going to cast Sacred Flame. It is going to do something. All right, Observer, you're up. Royce, you're next.
Can I move up
Okay.
past him? And then I'm going to swing with my Shalalala.
Okay.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not.
Of course.
Fuck off. You guys make me sweat over here. Gotta turn the heater off. Anything else?
At my turn.
Okay. He'll say, While that was a pitiful attempt, I am still curious of your kind. Not sure that Master has brought one here before. Royce, you are up. Please don't do like 30 damage.
How do I check to see distance again?
There's a little ruler. Yep.
Yeah, how do I get the ruler?
Top left.
click on-
Click on the person, and then it's the third like choice down from there.
I don't know what I've done, but I didn't want to do that.
I think that is. What is that?
You
I'm not
created
sure.
an AoE because you clicked on the circle one.
I don't know if that's the circle one, is it?
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
you clicked on the ruler icon
my God.
first, the measurement
So
controls.
many
What you
things.
want to do
I
is
just-
click on
I
the
just
people
made
person.
another-
Shatter can delete them.
I don't know how. Oh,
Okay.
there they are. I got them.
It'd be funnier if we didn't.
So click on the people person icon, and then click on the ruler on the right.
Sorry, it's not the 90-degree angle ruler, just the basic one, the little the token control
There you
and then measurement. Yeah, measure distance.
Ah, this is how I do it. Okay.
Okay, now how do I get rid of it?
Just click on the
Yeah, that makes it goes away.
the broken box at the top left to
Oh.
go back to the normal pointer. My boss is calling me at 8:30. Let me take this real quick.
Careful.
I'll be right back. Oh, thank God. Wait.
Haha! I
Okay,
did it.
temporary hit points. I'll be right back.
Figured out how to make it happen with a macro.
Let's say +4 for that thing, right? I don't think that's going to do anything for it.
We
Hey, let's take a 10-minute bio.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Are we about to ruin his campaign by killing one of his semi-main characters?
I
Yeah,
doubt it.
I think we might.
I hope we do.
I doubt killing him would end it.
No, change the story.
But
a
it'd
little bit.
it'd just be funny. I'm sure he has later plans for this guy.
Yeah, we're definitely not meant to hurt him.
I'll be right back.
I really wish I hadn't have missed that.
Same. This happens whenever I go to attack. I roll great everywhere else.
I'm out of spell slots too. Otherwise, I'd do Ensnaring Strike and try to root him.
I'm just gonna be excited when I have a few more second level spell slots.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited when I gain a couple levels.
Well, I used all of my big guns before we even got to this fight.
Yeah. I don't have any big guns yet.
Can you imagine if we
Do you
got
you
in
guys-
the fight with the vampire first too?
do you guys get a power spike at 5 too?
Yeah,
I mean, I
most classes do.
hit my first power spike, but it's like one combat, and then because basically I can get like spirit guardians and spiritual weapon out all the time eventually, which is disgusting.
Sounds like it.
Plus, if I can get my channel divinity up a few notches. Oh, I can use that and that? Sweet. Yeah. But I am building more for like support. If that's
Yeah,
not
right now, I'm
kind of
basically
obvious.
just a pocket healer. You and I are just keeping everyone alive.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's working between your temporary hit points and the fact that I take half damage.
but I haven't used it yet, but I have Radiant Soul. If I ever want to pop that out, which might be fun. If we ever get into a bad boss fight, that might come out.
Yeah, once I get to level 6, though, that's when I get my big power spike.
My AC goes up by 2 next level, and then I get a multi-attack or extra attack on the 5th level.
No,
Yeah.
that'll be good.
I don't think
Yeah.
I ever get multi-attack.
I don't
But
think I do either.
I do
Considering I
get,
don't have any spells, I kind of need it.
well, I do get
Yeah, I get
spiritual
multi-attack at
weapon.
5 too.
Spiritual weapon is basically like the mandatory multi-attack ability for clerics. Because that way I get to have a untargetable mace fly around and hit things. And then also cast spells at the same time. I could have taken Peace Cleric, but I think Shatner would have killed me. That
7.
can get everybody basically plus 2d4 for everything every turn. It's disgusting.
Damn.
So is it every 2 points of dexterity your AC goes up 1?
I think so.
Kind of. Depends on your armor. But I need to get some plate
Right.
now.
My AC goes up by 1 or 2 next level. That's all I know.
Once I can get plate armor, that will be nice, because I think my AC will be 19 or 20 then. Wonder if I open my character up. Do I have a spare window? Oh, I can get a spare window right here.
I wonder as a barbarian if I could wear a shield if I switch to a one-handed weapon.
It's probably not worth it, to be honest. Like, more damage is always better
Right.
than not.
Wouldn't you do like less than half damage and probably only gain like a couple AC?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. Because I don't know the difference, because I'm using a two-handed weapon. So I think it just depends on the weapon you use, right? That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, because
Some-
I think you get, what, a D10, and you'd go down to like a D8 or a D6, depending on the weapon. So you're,
Yeah.
like, the plus 1 or 2 AC you're going to get out of it is not going to be...
Worth it in the long run. Yep.
Yeah. And also, it's 5e has popcorn health, so as the rest of us get better at healing spells, like popcorn health being if you fall down, we can just, if we cast anything on you, you're back. So we
Yeah,
can,
you saw Arena.
yeah.
Yeah, why didn't you want me to do that?
Oh, so I was thinking I was trying to debate. I was thinking of like trying to get to her because she was gonna have to start making death saving throws, and I was actually just gonna like threaten him to leave or she's gonna die. And if he wants to capture her, like,
Couldn't he just grab her, run, and then heal her himself? Potentially.
I mean, it depends on how it's written. I don't know.
Could have potions. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of it's.
if he was trying not to kill her on purpose, then I'm sure he could do whatever he needs to.
Oh, holy shit! 6th level, I can
Well,
draw.
he's running anyway.
I can draw on the mystical power of night to rise into the air as a bonus action. When you are in dim light or darkness, you can magically give yourself a flying speed equal to your walking speed for a minute. Damn. That'll be fun. I have 2 ways to fly.
That's pretty dope.
That's-
Can you make me fly?
Um,
Or is that a wizard?
let me look up how.
Not sure how much flying we can do here with the fog and everything.
I have. Oh no. My methods of flight are only applicable, I think, to me, but let me look up something else in my class, because there's one other. Let's see. Twilight Shroud?
What's
No.
the D&D equivalent of a riding a mount? Like, I want a flying mount where I can just swoop into battle and drop in on folks.
I mean, I guess eventually I could turn into a bird and carry you.
I'm gonna ride you.
I think Summon Steed. There's a spell, and if you get it to a high enough level, you can summon, I think, a flying steed.
Oh, hell yeah. Like a hippogriff? That'd be dope.
But I don't know if... I think it's like paladins get it. Maybe rangers get it? I'm not sure.
How do I see how long Hunter's Mark lasts?
It lasts
says
for
it hired
a minute, I think.
a minute.
Hunter's Mark.
Seconds.
So
So-
if you...
At higher levels, 3rd or 4th level, the spell lasts for up to 8 hours. 5th level higher, up to 24 hours.
That's if you upcast it. Oh, it lasts for an hour,
Okay, yeah, I figured that'd be.
and then it's like the bonus action you can shift the
We're
mark.
going after him if he's. I mean, that's.
I'm just trying to play my character. Like, my character's not afraid of anything, so he's dumb in that sense, you know. So I'm
This guy
gonna.
just teleport away.
He might have used that. That might have been a one and done deal. We don't know.
One of my ideals is I kill monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm unless you guys want to stop and convince Venrak, which wouldn't take that much convincing, but I'm just gonna keep swinging.
Oh, I want to kill him. He's undead, so.
I have a suspicion he either dies or has a way to escape. Depends on if he has plot armor or not.
Right.
What's plot armor?
So like when you're, I don't know, it's like as a DM it'd be where you have a foolproof way for
Too integral to the story to let
yeah,
him die.
like there's like, oh, you've bested me now, and then he casts, like Arcane Gate or some bullshit, and there's like nothing you can do about that. There's a lot of ways you can do it,
Ninja.
but like I know in the modules that I've looked at to run or have run, there are enemies that basically have like, you haven't seen my final form, poof, ways to get out of combat, just so that you can preserve the NPC. Although I will say his first quasi-turn broke the action economy, but, that's fine.
X.
Well, I found in my game as I got past a certain level, I started running monsters completely off book, using my own mechanic for how boss type monsters work.
Yeah, I mean, I think D&D is meant to be open to interpretation, unless I'm sure some folks are purists, but I
Wow.
think they leave opportunity to be creative.
I've
Or-
started using a system, I call it phased hit points, where like I basically put phases in a fight if I think it's a boss fight or something, so that like it guarantees that I get to use certain signature abilities and have the fight last a certain amount of time, regardless of if, the party somehow does 300 damage on the first goddamn turn. There's one sequence in the tomb where Rio and Sebastian basically one shot a mid boss in a turn, and I was like, this is stupid. That's not supposed to happen. I need a way around this that just makes it like, I don't know. That's why, like, a Sirak I gave 400 hit points. It's just like this. I don't want this to, like, swing because the Paladin crits twice on Divine Smite and game over. Or goddamn Gloomstalker Ranger.
What's so good about a Moonstalker Ranger?
So the Gloomstalker Ranger can attack 2 to 3 times a turn from anywhere on the map. And if you, like the guy that built it in my campaign, his attack rolls are insane. So he just basically pumps out 30 to 50 damage per round himself, no matter what.
Oh, and he can fly.
And he can fly. So, because he's an Aarakocra. So he's just like, he's not necessarily flashy, but he's just consistent. And so, like, Gloomstalkers get, on the first turn, they get a bonus attack. Like, they get an extra free attack. And they do an extra 1d8 damage on their first attack that hits. And he hunters marks. So it's just like this endless pile of damage that he just puts in. And then I have 2 paladins in the party, too. So it's, when you look at, like, Divine Smite, it's like, oh, I crit. Well, I guess I'm going to add a Divine Smite to that, which also crits. So you can have a paladin in one swing do 50 damage, and they get 2 or 3 attacks a turn. Like, it's just... PCs scale really nicely in 5th edition. For characters, or for players. I think as a DM, it can be a little frustrating at times. Were you there for the Bone Dragon fight?
I don't believe so.
That was my first fight where I tried to do the phased hit point thing. And everybody very much enjoyed it. So I basically took, like, boss mechanics from MMO rating and just said, instead of running D&D monsters like, or bosses like they're written, I'm just going to build them with, like, 3 phases per a raid, right? And so far that has worked out really, really well. We'll see what happens once we get to higher levels. But I'm starting to understand why all the modules end at level 11.
And why is that?
Players become ridiculous. But the really long version of it is 5th edition's design concept includes bounded armor class for the player character, which means, or bounded rolls for the player character, which means your attack bonus and your AC bonus should never be more than plus 10. But immediately they broke that design principle for player characters, especially for armor class. So it's not uncommon once you get to like level 9-ish for many players to have ACs in the mid 20s. Then it just gets really weird. Like, CR doesn't really work So like when I don't know, his Siri, you said you were looking at the stat block on a lich. Like I didn't even look at the basic stat block. I took a Sirac stat block, and then I basically doubled a lot of it and gave him more spells, and was still like, I have no idea if this is gonna work. And he was a CR 23 before I buffed him. And that's so like a party of level 11 characters took out a CR 23 boss. It took a while, but they did it. And I gave him flying. And I cast Mind Blank on him before the fight started. So just all sorts of fun stuff.
What's mind blow?
Mind Blank makes you immune to psychic damage and a lot of other spell effects. I think it's like an 8th level spell. But it basically gives you a bunch of immunities. To be fair, Mind Blank I think is on a Sirac's base character sheet. You just have to sacrifice a spell slot for it. But yeah.
What are you sitting at health-wise, Tivo? What are you at health-wise?
Oh, me personally, not good. I have 5 hit points and 7 temporary hit points. So if he hits me again, that might suck for me.
Good thing we got 2 people with healing abilities, although we could feed you a potion.
Yeah. Toto's trying to make sure Arena does not get captured right now. I was thinking of trying to save what's-his-face, but I assumed he was dead. Ismark?
Yeah.
I was prioritizing saving Arena over Ismark.
We better get paid. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Ismark's dead. We could just go take everything.
Thing is, I don't think there was much to take. Like, they gave us deeds to houses that don't matter.
Here, have a house that you don't want to live in.
In a world that doesn't exist outside your normal
Wait,
world.
okay, so before
It's nothing else.
we should just all agree to go back to town and create a merchant empire.
That's what I'm saying.
well,
We should have just raided what's his name shop, like just taking it out. Like this is your debt for.
We get in
Well,
get in good with the Vizanti, and this becomes Curse of Mercantilism.
I wanted to raid a shop, but Ismark asked me not to because he's like the main source of goods for the town. So.
Well, Ismark's opinion doesn't matter much anymore.
I'm down to go slit the guy. I mean, he's technically tied up, I think, in his house. Is how we left him. So.
Oh, the shopkeeper?
Yeah. Bildreth. I think.
Bildreth.
Oh,
I mean, I don't care either way.
Hisiri, do you think you'll ever want to guest in on the Thursday group, or are you just done?
Well, I just... I can't commit to the scheduling. So,
yeah.
You know, like it was tough. It was cool to jump in and experience the last bit of the campaign, but also it was tough because I didn't know half of what was going on. So
Yeah.
I couldn't contribute nearly as much as I would want to, like I can in this one, you know. And I don't want to diminish the experience of other people if I can't be there as often, you know.
Do you want to come to the epilogue session and we can just kind of like leave the door open if you want to guest in?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just thinking, like, I think because your character, we could say, is, I think we said they were from Waterdeep, right? So I think I can set up some plot hooks so that you could be like present in Waterdeep, but not with the group. So if you want to play some Thursday and can show up, we can see if it makes sense to pull you in as like a friend of the party. It's up to you. Like, I just like to try and leave the door open if people want to back out.
Yeah, sure. I was also I know I'd said I would keep Loras, but it'd be interesting to try something else too. So if you wanted me to guess in with a different character, I don't know, whatever would be easier for you.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
There's gonna be I'm gonna kind of open it up to. Here's a city, you're also returning heroes, also there's some plot threads you can follow, also you get a piece of property. Choose your own adventure is kind of how the back half is going to start. I don't know if the plot threads are even going to be there to start with, because I want to open it up, because Tomb is so linear.
Right.
Also, I want to do more role-playing. We've done...
What kind of class did you pick for that one too?
Bard.
How'd you like?
I need to find my I think I need to find like my role in it. Like, I was able to have some cool moments in it, but definitely not utilize the class the way it's meant to be played. I think because it's a really strong.
It seems like a hard class to play. Like, you need a lot of game knowledge to do it effectively.
Right. It's a really strong support class. Like, it's pretty versatile. It does not do a lot of damage unless there's abilities I was missing. But like, your job, I think, is to really assess the situation and help your team as much as possible.
I think the only thing you didn't do every turn was Bardic Inspiration. Like, if you can do it. Like, if you can't do anything else, Bardic Inspiration. Because I think at your level, that's like a 1d8 bonus to whatever the fuck the other person does.
Yeah. I also only get 4 of them per rest. So.
Okay.
So I was,
Yeah.
trying to be conservative, because I don't even think, I think in all the sessions I was there, we only rested once. Like, we've had more rests, I just wasn't present at those, so I know resting was kind of unique in that tomb, right?
Well, part of the challenge in the tomb is you need to, as a DM, you need to control how often the players rest, because if they get to rest after every room, there's no point. Like, it's not going to be... It's like, so this, right now, Shatner did a really good job getting, like, for me at least, like, I got to this fight, I'd already expended my 2nd level spell slots. So one of my challenges this fight has been like, well, the fuck do I do? Like, because I don't have my my big guns, so what can I do with my small guns to, like, help out? But I need more bonus action spells is what I need. I don't have enough. That'll go away at, like, 5th level, but yeah. So anyway, he got us to a good... So he did the adventuring day, right? Like, so 5th edition is balanced around 6 encounters in an adventuring day between long rests. And we got here and I was pretty depleted, but I think I'm like the main spellcaster, right? Observer, how much are you dependent on your spells?
I mean, I can go into melee at any point.
Yeah. Like, I can, I'm just not going to do much.
You can wild shape Observer, right?
Yeah, but I use my wild shape in order to do my symbiotic entity to get more damage with my spores.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, are you going to take summon woodland creatures?
Probably not. Well,
okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
If you think about doing it, I'd run it by Shatner first about how you think it works and let him tell you how he thinks it works. Just because I know that particular spell for a druid I had in my game, like, is the closest to a serious argument I've ever had with a player.
does it do?
So it lets you summon a certain number of CR leveled creatures. My druid, because he is who he is, decided he wanted 8 pixies. And 8 pixies each can cast once per day invisibility and polymorph and
And what?
invisibility. It's polymorph, invisibility, and I think fly. So, like, you get 8 creatures that can each cast that once. And
That sounds annoying to deal with.
that's the thing. Like, I think it's thematically really cool, but in combat, it really sucks. And it kind of sucks because as a DM, then you almost feel forced to design combat encounters to deal with that. And
Yeah.
then you're basically playing the game against one player. So
Yeah.
my druid cast it once. We got into it during the session, moved on, and afterwards agreed to ban that spell from the game. Because it's just like,
I mean, it would probably be fine with certain types of creatures to spawn, but that specific one seems
well,
pretty
and so
bad.
here's the thing: is like most summon spells, they're really inconsistent because half of them say the player chooses what gets summoned, but woodland creatures technically doesn't, and the sage advice on it says that the DM chooses what gets summoned. But my argument against
That'd
that,
be fair.
my argument against it as a DM is I don't think most players interpret it that way because it doesn't specifically say that in the spell. And so it's one of those, like, I don't want to pull a sage advice column in the middle of a game to a player and be like, oh, that spell slot that you took for your level up, like, it doesn't work the way you think it worked. Like, that just feels like unfun, if that makes sense.
That's when you let them just switch it up
Yeah.
and they learn their lesson.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Arena is up. She is going to run to her brother, and she is going to try and do something there to no avail. Try and pull him out. Try and get his attention. Try and maybe naively get get his attention or something, or just confirm if he is maybe the worst of it has happened. Hodden is up again. He is going to start his turn and make a snarky ass comment of like, well, I will give you credit. You are probably the strongest group of playthings that my master has brought in for at least a century. But I must admit, I have to get back to the castle. I have things to attend to. He
Yeah,
is
that's
going to
fine.
shoot. He is going to. God damn it.
God, come on. Get 4. 4 damage. Necrotic.
4 damage.
Yep, 4 necrotic. It's double because my symbiotic entity.
Where the fuck did my pin go? It's moving all over the house.
So he's at negative 20 life now.
Hold on.
How do you want to do this?
Shut up. Hold on. I'm just, because I know health is close now, I'm gonna add it up.
Oh, you weren't paying attention before, but now you're...
No, I was just doing minuses.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh boy. Okay.
He's dead.
No,
What
it's
is-
not there.
What does that mean, chat?
It means I need a little bit of fate here. All right. Fuck.
We broke the game.
Observer, you are taking a scimitar attack. For 8 damage. A scimitar attack for 7 damage.
So 15 total?
And what's that put you to?
Oh, wait, wrong one. Nine. Okay, so you said that was 15?
Yes.
Okay, that's 15 left.
One more.
You took 15 plus 7 there.
It's because I had to readjust my temporary health.
So he's not going to attack Bemrek?
No. 10 damage.
You should be down to 5.
Okay.
I hit the wrong button.
He is going to.
Just as he made 3 hits, Bemrek's just going to taunt him and say, he's going to say, I can't believe you're scared of a little orc.
He will, as he's kind of striking out, doing some serious damage to Observer. He will say, if anything tonight, you've proven to be not a little orc, maybe a medium-sized orc.
And you've proven to be a giant cunt.
He speaks in a language that no one understands here, and then speaks in a mix of Elvish for a moment, stating that he's been called many names, says that in Elvish, and then at the end of it in Common says, but they're all just as joyous as the one before.
Counterspell.
Both of you make attack of opportunities as he is going to run away. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh
the
my
double
God!
crit.
Oh my God, Shannon!
Alright, here's a crit. Oh my god. And I get to add on an additional 1d8. 8. Oh my god. I just did 25 damage.
So
Yeah,
I get to roll critical hit damage,
Oh, that's magical shatter.
and I get savage attacks, which means you can roll one of the weapon's damage dice 1 additional time and add it to the extra damage. So I think I roll a d12.
I am researching, so someone else figure out whatever that question was.
So add 3, so 21 from me.
I'm pretty sure that I feel so inspired seeing everything that's happened that I shoot off another arrow.
And I magically get a new spell slot and
That's the biggest hit I've ever done.
that's
I'm usually doing like
36,
tiny damage.
43, 46 damage total.
So I did
46.
25. Yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Did I do
5
that
plus
right?
21. Yeah, 46. And 25 it's magical damage.
I need to pick up Sentinel, maybe.
Need to pick up both y'all's balls because they're hanging on the ground.
Oh
right now.
wait, I don't get the 1d8 because you knocked out my my symbiotic entity with the last attack, so it's just 18. 18 magical.
36, 39. Oh god, no. No.
Did we just break you, Shatner?
Yes. Hold on.
We're supposed to double crit there.
Yeah.
That's actually insane, and I cannot allow that to not be severe. So before I say anything, I'm just trying to choose my words wisely.
You can't just chop him in half. I take the top half.
Look, this is your chance to
Emmerich
make
takes the bottom.
a new recurring villain.
Shatner, if he needs to get out alive, we'll understand.
No, he's
We'll
not
be-
leaving. You guys can describe your kill.
Oh my god. Oh!
Right, well, I think... So, I swing high. You swinging low?
Yep.
Before you
We
guys
just-
describe that, as you guys are about to do the final blow on Hodden, which he had no idea this was going to happen, obviously. He is going to cast Misty Step as a bonus action. However, he's going to teleport whatever pieces you guys leave behind 35 feet.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh!
So,
Ready
So
to chop him in half.
I'm gonna say, like, as he was running and I was kind of chasing him, I aimed at like one of his legs, like his right leg from behind, and let's say I caught him like just above the knee. And it
And
was
mine goes straight for his head. As hard as possible.
So as he does that, he is basically turning in confidence that whatever damage he might take will be non-life threatening. However, it is, and he casts it at the moment that you guys hit, and you teleport his body parts basically to a bloody pile of mess across the fence.
oh my fucking god! Holy shit, dude! That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
That's combat. The commoners have fled. Donovich is weeping and crying, and he comes up and falls to his knees by both of you. Arena has now fully set in that her brother has been slain on her dead father's fucking coffin, and she is irate and basically just yelling and crying for that scenario and in that pain. The other commoners, one of them does kind of rush up to her to try and comfort her. Maybe the one that Ismark had kind of shaken the hand of before, but the other ones, they're gone if you guys allow them to leave. Donovich can't believe it and is just weeping, and basically is like, I can't believe you've killed that filth from this land, and it's just sort of tears of joy and pain, and joy and pain is over the next minute or so as this like all kind of sinks in.
And just for flavor, like in complete bloodlust, Vemrak picks up the leg that he cut off, and he's just like chanting with it, like in the air over his head, like just can't believe it, like hated that guy completely, and is just celebrating the spoils of victory with the guy's severed leg in one hand.
You're making obviously there's been quite a ruckus now at the church. The dawn is here. There are some people in town like waking up, and you guys now, as like the battle calms down, as most of your lives were on the edge of death there, you're kind of getting a sense for your surroundings in a non-combat setting again, and you kind of see people in the city kind of looking up at this area. It's a bit elevated overall, but you can move and do as you wish at this point. I have a lot of writing to do.
I am gonna hop the fence and go search his body.
Okay.
Because as Vermerak did with his mercenary work, he would make sure he got paid for the effort he put in.
He has 5,000 gold worth of loot on him. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take out my sketchbook and write down Rahadin's name, make a strike through, and say, "Return to the cycle," and close my book.
I'm gonna go check on Ismark.
And also, just as a note, I'm gonna cut off his left ear and just stash it away for now as a trophy.
Healing myself with cure wounds.
Considering
You
I've
shouldn't
never
have given
been,
up right. Sorry.
I've never been to the part of the book where he is supposed to die. I have no idea what's on his body potentially.
That's okay. We
And,
can wreck that
Toto
later.
just healed you for 7.
Oh, thank you.
Are we about to get like some crazy powerful items for our
Go ahead. Let's see. Go ahead and use it one more time on you. So they're 8.
I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna call it here because I have so much to think about now.
Sorry.
Are you wishing you wouldn't have given up that critical failure at this point?
like Grim pointed out that like Misty Step doesn't provoke attack of opportunity, but he was gonna run around here and then Misty Step, and then he on his like next turn was gonna cast like Phantom Steed and just like nope the fuck out of here. He also has the ability to like he can hide in basically anything. So light rain, light fog, foliage, mist. Like all he had to do was get away, and it was relatively simple for him to survive.
But he
But
did.
now I'm pissed. I lowered his AC by 1 for that fight because I never anticipated you guys actually killing him. So the book says to have him run. When I tallied health, he had 3 life.
Oh my god.
And then you guys hit him for 30.
Wait.
And I wasn't. If you guys hit him once, I wasn't gonna kill him. I'm like, it's just not worth it. Like,
Sure.
it's I was like, but then you guys crit, and I'm like, okay, there's a decision, and then double, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just thinking about the castle. Like, who do I add there instead? Like, what goes on now? There's a I seriously don't. It's probably for the best because I have to change so much for where an observer gets to where he started last campaign. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, Donovich will tell you, like, he is Strahd's steward. Like, he is the house master. Like, he is the messenger, the tax collector, the muscle. Like, he is everything.
You missed my whole discussion about how I dealt with this happening in Tomb.
Really? You guys predicted it?
I was just talking about like plot armor and how you get an NPC out because they're plot critical.
Yeah, but I'm like, I sat there like Asiri was trying to give me the easy out, but I'm like, I can't. Like, there's no way I can take that from you guys. Like, he was gonna Misty Step. Like, what's more badass than him like casting it at like in half, and it's just like body parts that appear like 35 feet away instead.
Dude, that was sick. That was so cool.
Like I said, you get to make a new NPC that does some cool shit now.
Well, it's kind of like I can just rewrite it for that others that I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with other like final areas in D&D campaigns, but like the castle in this game is daunting. Like Valaki is a very large city, all things considered, with a lot of story, and it's about 30 pages. The castle's like 60. Like it's fucking insane. So it's I've got. I mean, it. Who knows that I'm gonna just kind of sleep on it, I think, and see like what would happen, and it could. It'll definitely lead. I had every intention of taking Arena. Like I was like about 1 or 2 turns away, and you guys just all got close, which my like AoEs didn't do as much, and your fucking half damage and your goddamn temporary hit points saved everybody. So, yeah, good job, guys. That was. I'll no longer underestimate you going forward. So,
I mean, to be fair, you did kill off me in the third or the
Right.
third second.
And he did
session.
get a savage, absolutely savage kill on.
I mean, he would have
on
killed me
Ismark.
if it weren't for my temp HP too.
Yeah, no, he would have killed. I mean, he did kill Arena, and then she came back, and then you would have. Yeah, my
Only
hope.
one-
What I was gonna do was kill Toto with poison darts, and then nope the fuck out like I did. But the poison darts take up more like action points,
Mhm.
quote unquote. So I'm like, do I want to? I'm like, if I can just kill Observer, and I got within 5, I'm like, I'll only take 1 attack of opportunity instead. But I'm like, fuck, man.
Give every solo boss legendary actions.
Right. Well, I mean, his rating is 10. So, and I
So
wasn't
we're level 4.
playing him. I wasn't playing him to. Let me see. Actually, that's a great point. I forget where we do it on this.
He didn't come here to.
I think we're level 5.
You guys are 4.
Oh, we're 4 now.
Yeah, you guys.
Awesome.
You guys kill.
Dude, we killed him.
The fucking stories mini boss. Yeah, you can. You can have him. You can have level 4.
I mean, the only reason why he didn't actually kill us because he wasn't taking us seriously. He didn't want to break Strahd's new toys.
Yeah, and that's what he said. But at the same time, like he also, I don't know. There's more story to find out. I would encourage you not to look him up, because there's a lot tied to him still. But yeah, good job, guys. That was definitely one for the books. I don't think I've ever had
Double
a
crit.
more.
Dude,
That is fucking stupid. Like I just looked at it and I wasn't even mad or even surprised. I was just like, I just right when that happened, I looked up Strahd's kit and I was like, could he somehow just get here or be here? And I was like, fine, all right, that's it. So, hey, you killed his mark. I'm not sure if he'll appreciate that on his tombstone if he gets one, but.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night. Type up your. I'm gonna type up. Fuck this game.
I get an ability score improvement.
Damn straight. Doing that right now.
I'm trying to think if I should do ability score improvement or a feat.
I'm doing ability score because I need all of my stuff to be DC 16 saves now.
Oh crap. Time to get wisdom 20.
And I heard you guys briefly talking about like what to do in the city as well, which is interesting because my initial plan was to kind of force you guys out of town quickly and not deal with that. But now you guys have free reign to do whatever the fuck you want here, which is also interesting. So, yeah, I don't intend to put major restrictions on you guys, especially at this point, because it is the definition of an open-ended storyline. So, especially when you kill You kill.
So what you're saying is the trade empire is to go.
What was that? Oh, the
Let-
trade empire. You guys are just gonna run Barovia.
Yeah, we're gonna make it curse of mercantilism.
Yeah, right. Curse.
We're gonna kill Bildrath. We're gonna employ
shit.
Periwimple, and we're gonna become the most badass merchants ever. I'm gonna specialize in spices.
I really don't care what you guys do, because there's still plenty in here. So
How much rewriting do you have to do, Shad?
okay, I honestly had to do so much just because of Observer,
You're welcome.
but it's definitely
Do you need next week off?
well, I don't know for sure. I'll need the week of St. Patrick's Day off for sure, but I didn't have enough time anyway to do the next session if you guys left Brovia, but I didn't anticipate you guys would right away anyway. So yeah, you guys haven't even talked to Madame Avy yet, and
I thought she was outside the city, like a good distance.
she is. She is.
We've also only
So
been in
you're gonna
town
get
for like
Back
a
to
day
us
and a half.
on that list.
What was that, Jolene?
I said, are you going to get back to us on that loop?
You're cutting out really bad, Sterling.
Yes, yeah, come back to you on the loot. Let me see here. Yeah, I'll make a note here. What loot he has. I need to think about what he would take with him. For like a simple outing. Yeah, everything he's collected over his entire lifetime, which is fucking long. So
I just envision him like we heard the screams of the thousands of people he's killed. But
yeah, like almost like put to rest a little bit.
yeah, but like the last thing he heard was the scream of an orc he was taunting.
Right.
Well, thanks, Shatner. I'm gonna go pass out.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
I'm just typing up a summary here for next time.